Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Yolanda's Digital Diary. This is my YouTube channel, obviously, and I am Yolanda Kyanki. Thank you very much for tuning into my channel. And happy new year in terms of the Gregorian calendar. We do know that obviously with some of the knowledge that we've acquired as we grow and learn, that according to the African calendar, the new year, we're already into the new year. We celebrated our new year in September. In fact, I think it was the 23rd or the 24th of September, around about the Heritage Day period. That's when we officially start the African calendar according to our ancestors and how they obviously studied and related with the system, the cosmological system, and just in terms of everything else, I guess with how they also calculated and measured seasons, and in terms of the way that the earth revolves around the sun, and all of that. So there's a lot of knowledge that we aren't exposed to, but knowledge that we obviously seek, that we get acquainted with, new ways of understanding the world around us, as Africans primarily cohabitate this specific geographical space, on earth. And so obviously with that comes knowledge, right? Comes experiential knowledge with the way that we relate, as I said, with the environment around us. And so obviously that has been whitewashed, that has been erased throughout history, due to known factors such as colonization, such as different external influences, influences from people from the West, from the East, but more so due to the impact, right, of colonization and just like the forceful takeover of this precious land of Africa. So we are on that journey. Healing comes with learning new things about your being, your existentialness, right? Healing is quite an exciting journey, or healing and learning, and unlearning is a really exciting journey. And we are here, we are 25, approaching 26, in a couple of months. It is a new year, a year where I saw a tweet a few days ago by Dr. Bev Ditzi, and she literally tweeted, this was during the whole passing of Babes Odumo's husband, he who shall not be named, and due to copyright reasons. But and then she was like, hashtag 2023. Yeah, that's literally the theme. I'm so with it. 2023 speaks of freedom from a whole lot of things that have held us back, things that hold us back, people that hold us back, people who are toxic, people who are not good for us. We are also those people to other people's lives, really. And it's just really just a year where I feel like it's been 3 years, right? 2020, 21, 22, 3 years of trauma, trying to navigate the trauma and, be within the trauma, I guess, and survive it, right? And really just a loss, a loss of what we had known, way of relating, that is accompanied with this trauma. Obviously, we're just like, oh my God, nothing's going to be the same again. It's really not. We were forced into this period where we was like completely isolated from our loved ones and a number of people, just general society, human interaction. And then there was this fear, this fear of death and dying, and there's just a whole lot of things that we've collectively experienced, right, that have impacted us collectively and on an individual level, psychologically, spiritually, financially, just holistically. And so 3 years, man, you think oh, it's a lot, it's not a long time. You think it's a long, but it's not, it's still quite fresh. And here we are again, there's information circulating about the virus, new strain of the virus. It's like, hey, it's happening again, and this new strain is more dangerous than the previous other strains. And it's like, oh my God, ngapha it's a recession. People are just not surviving. We're not coping. Food is expensive. There's just a very scary hike in food, and scary hike in really, again, division, of those who will have access versus those who won't, because that's just how the world is now. In fact, that's how the world has always been for a very long time. I won't say for always, but for a very long time, it's always been about like survival of the fittest. It really is a dog eat dog world. And I think I've made mention to this a few times across my social media platforms. And so capitalism we are in a hyper capitalist society, and capitalism inherently by its nature has always created grounds that are fertile to certain classes, and certain people who already had access, or those who are in fact the ones leading this and propagating this ideology, this framework, right, are the ones who are essentially going to benefit at the end of the day. And what capitalism says is that it's every man for himself. You gotta be great. You gotta step on some toes in order for you to be the greatest. It really propagates this individualistic approach to life, and not really caring about a whole number of things, especially how you attain, your power, your so-called social power, your financial power, climbing up the ladder type of things. And whilst this thing that we're battling against, because it doesn't work, because there's people being excluded and there are people being left out, essentially, right, from participating, participating in the fullest forms, in the way that life has for us, and in terms of what life presents for us, and has for us in store. It's not for a selective few. We are entitled to all the beauties of this world. We're entitled to traveling. We are entitled to eating good. We are entitled to looking good. Just all these things, all these factors. But at the same breath, as much as we're entitled to that, we should be equally putting in or sharing rather the resources, exactly, and putting in the same effort, because everybody's putting effort into wanting something and creating something. Therefore, we should all be sharing the fruits of the labor equally. But yeah, that is what most would call wishful thinking. People hate socialist, communist philosophy. And I really admire, people who are definitely working around creating, alternative communities, who are actually building, an anarchist communities. A complete disruption to this, because this is about, like, if we like you, if you fit into the program, if you fit the agenda of the program or not. But here we are. It's 2023. We're still going to try fight. This is me saying to myself, Yolanda, this is you fighting. It's first week of January. We're creating content. I really obviously want to invest more into my channel, as much as I'm trying to invest in my life, and I'm trying to invest in my business, my organization. Life is difficult, life is a lot. If I could tell you even half of the things I went through last year, a movie, and it's like, I don't know, do I do sit down, chit chat, story time, some of my videos do come across as story time, but usually my content I feel is like motivational. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I want to play around with some content this year. But again, but see, when you what is this whole thing you're doing? You're oversharing. We're oversharing. Oh, honey, please. This is my channel, my rules. People who are for me, for the vibe, will obviously follow, subscribe, like, comment, do the things, to support the girl. And I'm obviously eternally grateful for all the support, the continued support, the new support, as well from people. Yeah, man, I really would like to grow my channel, like road to 1K at least, by June, by August at most. Try push road to 1K subscribers, like it's not that hard hitting 1K subscribers on other platforms. I mean, it kind of is, but it really is hard growing. It's just growing once you've hit 1K. But gosh, I think it's been like, 3 years now? I started posting on this channel around 2019. So, obviously inconsistently. But hey, let's grow, let's grow. Help me grow, help me build, support your girl as you have all these years. And if you approve my previous content, I don't think I'm going to take any of my content down. It's part of just my journey, my archive. And so I think also it's just like I'm so particular as well with the kind of, like, so particular, like so protective even. I'm sure we're all particular with our content. I'm so protective as well. Around like the story that I put out or pieces of me that I put out there. But I think this year also encourages, a year of just being more confident, being a bit more free, and trusting, trusting. I think that's been a theme that God has, one of these past few days, I would tell you how the devil tried testing me. Boys, bashimani, abafana, guys, we need to leave those people alone. And it's such a pity because we love them, like, such a pity we're attracted to men, straight women, we're attracted to straight men. Oh, and worst of all, Black South African men. God, free me, So, way to, I think I was doing relatively well until an ex, like, resurfaced into my life. And to be honest, for the most part, actually, this will probably be another topic of being careful of what you summon. Being careful, because, like, I don't know, my camera, I'm like, should I look there? Being careful of what you summon into your life, what you pray about, because one thing is for sure, God is going to answer you. God is definitely going to give you an answer, and then God is going to tell you again that this is why, I ended this, I canceled it, I removed him or them out of your life. And it's up to you again. Are you going to repeat the same thing? Are you going to keep crying about the same thing? Or are you going to accept, that this is the reality of things, it's ended and you need to move on. And as difficult as it is, and that's the process. Unfortunately, we will go through that every single fucking time. And it will be different, We obviously go, but the process of release, the process of grieving, the process of letting go, of healing is not an easy one, honey. And it's unfortunate that people, will every once in a while come into your life and want to test you, and you think, oh, let me be opening, whatever. But also, self-accountability is so important. So anyways, let me not even go down there, because at the end of the day, this was about being careful about what you pray for, especially when it's not good for you. And God has shown you that this was not good. It had to end for a reason. Stop trying to go back. Focus on the future, honey. Focus on where you're going, which is forward, because that's where we're moving. Forward always, backwards never. And so... Hey, now I want to unpack that slogan. I actually want to unpack it, because if we say forwards always, backwards never, right? Okay, but I guess it's in terms of the decision that because now when we speak of the land has been taken, and we are saying forwards always, backwards never, but backwards would be taking back what is that we've lost, or forward rather than it would be being able to say, okay, we've lost now, so how do we re-strategize? How do we re-strategize and move forward with the current situation in order to regain? See, that's the thing. You to regain what you've lost. I don't know, because then I don't know. I think I can't even compare the land issue. I'm a bit high right now, guys. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. But I can't even have that debate and compare the land question to the issue of me. I can't, and perhaps maybe you could help out with this analogy that I'm trying to put out, and just the thing that I'm trying to unpack. But how do we actually answer this? Because definitely we need to get the land back. That's without a doubt. And protect the land that's still out there, that hasn't been occupied, So, hey, Chana, maybe I shouldn't even use that. But yeah, in terms of what I've gone through, it really is. It becomes key, because there are some things. I think this is where you practice discernment. This is where discernment becomes, a resource or a tool. You have to assess, once it's come back, once you've also summoned upon what was left behind and what is meant to be left in the past, and it's back again in your present, is it still what you want? Are you willing again to go through what you had already left, what was already taken away, what was already destroyed, And I think this is where the catch-22, the difficulty comes with healing and growing and even leaving things like, relationships that don't serve us, marriages, for instance, where divorce becomes so difficult and people stay in maybe abusive relationships, and everything, man, so it's tricky, because at the end of the day, I believe in love, honey, and I'm looking for love, and if my man could be potentially watching this, my future husband, my lover, make yourself known. But definitely not a man with a child, not a single DNA that is existing in flesh on this world. I do not want to interact with a person who's responsible for a kid, or not responsible, but still has their DNA out here in the universe. I do not. Thank you, Bonga. No, thank you. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Tried that. It's crazy. It's so wild. It's out of this world to think that I was already preparing myself, thinking that I could emotionally be prepared to be a stepmom. God, and it's like, honey, how old are you? How dare you? Don't you want something that has no drama? Wouldn't you want to have your own thing, your own start, your own first experience with your partner? I definitely want that. I want to have first-time experiences with my man, a man who has no children, like I don't. And, just first-time everything with my partner. My lifetime partner. Yes, I want a lifetime partner, husband, however way he'll be packaged. Husband, lifetime partner, companion. Iana Lo who'll be there until we no longer can do this. And so, and even with that, obviously we'll have to have tried. We'll have to have genuinely tried. But there's obviously conditions. I'm not saying I'm going to stick around for abuse, no. But there are definitely sacrifices that are always going to be made in any relationship. But honey, those sacrifices have to be worth it. So, and beneficial to me, in the long run, at the end of the day. So I think, I'm actually quite impressed by my energy. I'm sure y'all can see maybe I'm doing slightly better. Hey, things are obviously shaky. Your girl is unemployed looking for funding. It's just, I am trying to hlanganisa and put things together and make this puzzle complete. I keep moving my camera. And I'm sitting on the floor. The floor is honestly so comfortable for me, apart from the fact that, I have a couch, an old couch, my one and only couch. But yeah, I really enjoy sitting on the floor. Oh, and now my leg is getting sleepy. Yeah, but essentially, friends, I'm currently load shed as well. Sunday, the 8th of January, and I'm load shed. The power should be back around 2ish. Sana, this is our lives, hey? Like everything stops in the so-called digital era. It's wild. It's so insane. And honestly, there's so many things we need to unpack. I want to just build that, conscious conversation, honest conversation, reflecting on just like, everything that's happening around us, and really encouraging people to make smart decisions with their vote. Next year, we're definitely not voting for the ANC. Please do not ask me why, because you must be joking. You must be patronizing me, actually. So my vote is definitely not my secret. I'm going to be voting for the EFF. And come 2029, if I don't see any improvement or see the fact that, and I highly doubt I will be disappointed with my vote, but I'm just saying, then I vote for another party, and that's just how the system should roll. We should be voting these people in and out, not people hoarding and spending a lifetime in a space, occupying funds, occupying resources that are actually meant for us, meant for the community, the country, for the well-being of this country. And so it's wild. It's bad, folks. Let's wake the fuck up. Let's wake the fuck up. Let's get the resources. Let's hear people out. I'm sure there are people there are people who are out there willing to explain and motivate. And I'm just saying, if you also don't have the slightest of just a working brain cell for you to also want to be like, nah, this is not it. You want to change something. It's already changed. Already the COVID pandemic brought about a complete disruption into our lives. And so who are we to be afraid for another disruption, another change, an unknown? And the unknown would be not knowing. We know for a fact that what life would be without the ANC would probably be better than it is. But we also don't know what it would be like not to live under a country where we're ruled by the ANC, because we've known it for our entire lives. And we know that it hasn't worked. We know that it doesn't work for us. Maybe it has for a few people, and it definitely has for a few people. It definitely has for, a minority elite. It always does. Those who are with proximity. And so do you not want proximity? Do you not want your proximity to work for you as well? Do not want your proximity is just your existence, your general existence in this country, by virtue of being a citizen who wakes up and puts in effort, and by virtue of being a citizen of this land. Honey, you shouldn't want for nothing that is basic. You should not want for anything that is basic in terms of basic needs, your survival, your basic survival needs, which is food, shelter. You shouldn't, if you want to go to school, you should go to school. We should in fact be encouraging a lot of people to be going to school, because education literally, and school in different ways. Already now there's the EdTech sector. There's the EdTech sector that is flourishing, that is gaining investors, gaining traction from people who have money, because the way of education has changed, and it has always been an emotion of evolution, right? Slowly moving onto online and digitizing the classroom. But now it's like pressure, especially also with parents questioning the quality of the education system. There's a whole lot going in the world. And so you also just need to figure out how you're going to fight for all that is going on in the world that is yours, that you're also deserving of, So let's do this. 2023, let's motivate each other. I just want to thank everybody who's watched my channel, my videos, who's walked, supported me along this journey, my journey of just being me. Remember, I am an award-winning social entrepreneur, and it's only upwards and forward from here. So thank you, everybody, and I really do look forward to what the year has in store. I want to keep motivating myself. I really started exercising this week. I went for a run 3 times out of 7 days. I was hoping to go for my 4th day today, but I'll definitely start my Monday tomorrow with a run, of course. And I'm just onto that. I want to lose weight. And perhaps when I'm also able to, and I will bring I'll bring y'all along that journey. But let me tell you the numbers. The numbers that I saw a few months ago when I went to the clinic at Discam and I was on the scale, 82 Ks. I was just like, that cannot be me. I mean, also when I thought about it, I had just had a meal. I literally had just had like a heavy meal, and then I went for my appointment. So I haven't weighed ever since then. So it was probably like 81 points or 80, but still, girl, I was at my largest. I can't say I'm still at that weight because I have been trying to be cautious about what I eat, how I eat, portion sizes. But like now I'm really getting back into wanting to fight for my fitness, my overall just fitness, and carving out my body better. Definitely shedding some kgs. So we're doing running. I'll probably incorporate Chloe Ting when I start getting into, sometime soon. Actually, I need to find the motivation to actually do some home exercises. I have been skipping. I started out with skipping, but now I'm just like, running. My problem is I need to incorporate everything, but we'll get there. But the worst part is just eating healthy because everything is so expensive, and we know that eating healthy food, is quite expensive. Cannot lie about that. In fact, everything's expensive too. So anyways, folks, let me end it. It's officially approaching the 30-minute mark. Thank you so much for watching to the very end. Thank you for your support. I love you guys so much. I love you folks so much. I definitely want to make my channel, my language, more, what is the word? Inclusive. Gosh. I definitely want to make, be conscious of how I speak, obviously being conscious and aware of my audience as well. So, yeah, man, it's a journey of learning and unlearning. But thank you so much. And I wish you all an amazing, powerful year ahead. Let us fight for healing. Thokozani Tsamakweni Makos.